Well, good morning, everyone. For all the people who are watching this live stream after it was pre-recorded, I would like to welcome you to the We the People live stream. I'm coming to you guys live from a Wyndham hotel out here in the beautiful Knoxville, Tennessee. So as you guys come in, I would ask that you guys would like the video, you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell, guys. You know what I'm saying? Also, I just want to let you guys know while I'm out here in Tennessee, zipping across this beautiful state, I am recording the We the People vlog, So I'm calling it a vlog or documentary or such. It'll be about 8 to 12 minutes long. It'll come out on August the 5th of this year, of course. So you guys make sure you guys look out for that. So no further ado, guys, I'm going to get started here in just a second. So, guys, welcome to the We the People live stream. It's your boy Ghost Rider, Legal Wars Live. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Guys, let's break it down line by line. We, the people, establish the Constitution of the United States. Good morning, bro. Good morning. I ask that you guys, as y'all come in, y'all double tap the screen for your boy. Like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Guys, y'all jump down in the comments. Let y'all voices be heard. We the people, guys. Question: is Donald J. Trump a citizen of these United States? You say, what? What kind of question is that? Well, of course he is. Well, is he not one of the people? You might be like, come on, Ghost, this elementary stuff. But I'm letting you know this because we lose our train of thought and these politicians distract us and make us promises, and they, being one of us or supposed to be one of us, go on to make millions, while millions of we the people starve in their own communities. And they're looking after a select group of families or friends who get rich. Guys, y'all know I'm not a Republican and I'm not a Democrat, and I keep it all the way 1,000 with the people. Don't care what nobody think about me. I'm just an American, just like you, with a voice. I'm letting my voice be heard, and I'm encouraging you to let yours be heard too. If we jump to the hottest news story of the day, what we gonna be talking about, y'all? We'll be talking about Jeffrey Epstein, who was convicted of molesting children. But what gets me the most is he did this for decades, and people knew that he did it for decades. So my question is, where are the victims? Where the victim at? And why are the victims coming forward or out there speaking out? Because without victims, we just have a dead child molester who should have been investigated like this when he was alive, y'all. Come on, tell me where I'm wrong. So we could have got justice, real justice for all the children he harmed. But instead, today, we got a bunch of thirsty podcasters hoping to hear some juicy story about President Trump or President Clinton. But let's be real, y'all. The people and the voters, they do not care. So let me make you Democrats mad for just a minute and tell you the truth. That's what people need, is the truth. This is another Russian hoax story, bottom line. No, President Trump isn't trying to distract the Democrats. The Democrats are trying to distract. And that's all facts. What they distracting from? If we look at the economy, affordability, it's not completely fixed yet, but it's better. It's going in the right direction after 6 months. Stock market is doing what it did on that first term Trump. We want that first term Trump back. Oh yeah, baby, we turning up this morning. It's the We the People live stream. Make sure y'all double tap that screen if y'all haven't liked that video. Go ahead and like that video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, but most importantly, guys, y'all jump down in the comments. And y'all, we the people, let's have this conversation, man. We got to have a good live stream today. The stock market, guys, is hitting record numbers. Bottom line, Republican, Democrat, Independent, bottom line. Big President T got the U.S. economy rolling. And if we stay on this track, the golden age, as promised, will soon be upon us. That's me speaking as an independent. I don't care if the majority of the independents are moving to the left. They do that every election cycle. Tell me where I'm wrong. President Obama was reelected. The Republicans held down the House and the Senate. That happens. We talking facts, we talking stats, and we talking numbers. So what we gonna be doing with this stream is looking at some of the policies. We looking at the big, beautiful bill, guys, today. Why I choose that? Because that's legislation that is going to affect we, the people, today personally. That's something that happened that it's like a massive legislation. I don't know if we ever had legislation to pass this big. So we looking at it, okay? We looking at the policies that President Trump passed in that bill that affects us directly, or in other words, what he is doing for the people and what he is not doing for the people. Just that simple. It's either for the people or it's not for the people. So, guys, I think it's appropriate that we start with the big, beautiful bill, in which the Democrats call the big, ugly bill. Regardless of how you feel about that bill, it has to be some good in it, and it has to be some bad in it, as with any bill, and especially with legislation this massive. So I'm just going to pick the two biggest things out of the bill that I think will have the most immediate effect on the American public, and let's discuss it if it's for the people or not the people. So, guys, the two things that I chose out of this bill to start with is the cuts to healthcare, Medicaid and Medicare. If we look at the big, beautiful bill as it was passed, the legislation, and the cuts that was actually made, is that for the people or is that against the people? Okay, so my source for this is MedicareRights.com. Okay, the Medicare Rights Center forcefully condemns the legislation, called upon the House to reject it. The bill would strip health care coverage from millions, increase out-of-pocket costs, deepen poverty and food insecurity, and destabilize the entire healthcare system. Guys, I don't believe that. Those are not my words. This is according to MedicareRights.com, who President Trump would definitely say is a left organization more than likely. You know what I'm saying? But it's the voice of the people, man. I'm starting off with giving the voice of the left on the big, beautiful bill and how it affects the people. Not saying that there's not truth in this story. It is truth in this story. I wouldn't be giving it to you, but I'm just giving you from a perspective of the left. Can you feel that? You know what I'm saying? We the people, it's two sides. You got the left and the right. So if we look at the biggest thing, the most important thing that President Trump did that's going to affect the people, well, Congress passed that legislation, okay? The People's House. We starting with those cuts to healthcare, okay? MedicareRights.com, this is what they're saying. They're saying that bill rolls back represent the biggest cuts to healthcare and food assistance in history, wiping out recent gains in coverage and outcomes. Older adults, people with disabilities, children, and family with low incomes will be among those at the most risk and hardest hit. Guys, y'all get down in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Y'all comment on the video after it's recorded. Y'all let me know if y'all agree or disagree, okay? The bill will create harms at unprecedented rate and scale. Okay, so this is what they said that the big, beautiful bill does. It cuts Medicaid by imposing harmful work reporting requirements. Are those harmful? Medicare rights say they are harmful. Are work reporting requirements harmful for people who are seeking health insurance because they cannot afford it? So they're dependent on the government. Is it harmful? Question. Increasing enrollee cost share, making Medicaid harder to qualify for. That's true. Enroll in and keep eliminating access for many lawful present immigrants. You know what I'm saying? Listen, my opinion on the cuts to Medicaid for the immigrants, I'm saying if you're going to make a cut, President Trump and the Republicans believe in this. There needs to be cuts to the entitlement program, and we need to increase the revenue, which President Trump is doing with the tariffs, okay? So I understand his strategy and what he's doing. But what I'm saying is that the Medicaid for immigrants, I mean, you know what I'm saying, in a perfect world, if you didn't have a budget deficit, you know what I'm saying? Medicaid for immigrants, we can afford it. But with that deficit, then those cuts for those immigrants, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to cut it, those would be the first people that you cut. Saying I agree or disagree with it, overall, I do not agree with the cuts to healthcare. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't president. You know, and there was an election November 5th, 2024. Guys, will y'all please double tap that screen for you, boy? Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Jump down in the comments and let me know that big, beautiful bill, or as the Democrats call it, that big, ugly bill reducing state financing options and restricting state payments to hospital, nursing facilities, and other providers. I heard Senator Josh Crowley talk about how that bill is very harmful to small community hospitals, rural hospitals. Those rural hospitals, a lot of those people are President Trump supporters. The majority of the voters making less than $50,000 a year, or they identify as the working class, they voted for President T. They live primarily in rural areas. That bill also undermines Medicare, okay? This is according to the source, MedicareRights.com. It undermines Medicare by stripping coverage away from current enrollees, halting rules that would make nursing homes safer, and reducing beneficiary access to cost-assistance programs like the Medicare Savings Program and the Part D low-income subsidy that make coverage, care, and prescription drugs more affordable. Man, whether you like it or choke on it, that right there affects personal people in their personal life. There are people that will feel the effects of this legislation. I understand the Democrats' approach is to attack President Trump with Jeffrey Epstein. And they'll MAGA because they know that MAGA is into conspiracy theories. But what I'm saying is the lane the Democrats need to be taking is this bill. Affordability and this legislation is the way the Democrats will be able to take the House back in 2026 and attempt to fight for the Senate in 2026. It's this. Because there's going to be Medicare enrollees that feel this. Voters, older people. Voters, you know they voters. Nursing homes safer, reducing beneficiary access, and something that a lot of people depend on is that Medicare Savings Program and Part D low-income subsidy. Guys, I'm telling you, I know people personally, they depend on that low-income subsidy. Sometimes it's like $300-400 a month or more. If you take that $300 or $400 a month or more from an old person or a poor person, that will cause them to vote against you in 2026. That's the Democrats' angle. Jeffrey Epstein, man, that's just a spicy story, man. You feel me? The American people don't care about that, not the voters. The voter cares about that Affordable Care Act, whether it threatens ACA coverage, which is extremely popular, with the American people by eliminating tax credits that help more than 22 million people. Get the crud out your ears and listen to some real. What I'm giving you is real. Because if that bill threatens ACA coverage for more than 22 million people by eliminating tax credits, that's something the Democrats could run on, not Jeffrey Epstein. Because 22 million people who will feel that will definitely decide the midterms in 2026. By marketplace plans, narrowing sign-up windows and creating other barriers to enrollment, as well as changing eligibility requirements based on immigration status. Now, all the cuts for the immigrants, like I said, man, I'm not really going to be all the way for that or against that, excuse me. You see what I'm saying? Because the bottom line is that if you got to make some cuts, because we do have a deficit, you can't just keep on kicking this can down the road and running up the debt. At least you got to salute Big President T for making an attempt, him and Elon, to fix the problem. So I understand him and Speaker Johnson attempting to fix the problem. Just the way they're going about it with this bill. Now, we're going to discuss a lot more in this bill. We talking about we the people. Is it for the people or against the people? We started with the cuts to healthcare that I'm not for personally. That's just my opinion. I don't believe that helps the people at all. Now, if you talk to Speaker Johnson and you talk to President T, they got a whole different story. They said it ain't no cuts to it. But in all honesty, there's some kind of cuts to it. Maybe it's not cuts for people who really need the program. That's their argument. But the Democrats, Hakeem Jeffries, the minority leader for the Democrats in the People's House, he called it the big ugly bill because he says that it slashes SNAP benefits by increasing red tape and shifting costs to states, putting food security and healthy eating at risk for millions of older adults, people with disabilities, and children. If states can't make up for these massive new costs, they will have to cut SNAP eligibility or terminate the program entirely. Think about if a state terminates the SNAP program under President T's watch. President T, man, I hope you own that, man. I guarantee you, President T, in a state like Texas, if that SNAP program was terminated, somebody y'all watching the stream, look up the state of Texas and how many people are on SNAP. I know it's not going to happen in the state of Texas because of Big Governor Abbott, man. Y'all salute Big Governor Abbott, man. You know what I'm saying? Big Governor Abbott, man, he got a surplus in Texas. So, but I'm saying if it did happen in a state like that with that many voters, that would definitely affect the election, man. Direct harm to older adults and people with disability by increasing Medicare costs for low-income beneficiaries by eliminating key improvements that streamline projects nearly 1.4 million low-income people with Medicare. 1.4 million low-income with Medicare could change in the election. That's the Democrats' focus, man. More than 10% of the duly enrolled Medicare and Medicaid population will lose their MSP coverage due to the rollback to these simplifications. This will undo years of progress in reducing health and financial security among older adults and people with disabilities. Man, before y'all jump out the window on me, all y'all Republicans, like this man coming out attacking President T, that is not what I'm doing at all. I'm an independent. I'm in the middle, two sides, we the people. So this bill, this big, beautiful bill, the cuts to healthcare, does it help or hurt the American people? Listen, ears. He that have ears, let him hear. What President Trump is doing, I understand why he's doing it. Is that the right approach? I don't agree with it, but he's a Republican, so I get it. I'm not tripping on it. I'm not tweaking on Big President T about it, man. You got to understand that. But what I'm saying is that if one of them voters lose one of them subsidies, that'll cause them to vote against you, bro. They poor. They depending on that $400 a month. President Trump, y'all might not understand that because a lot of people that you have around you, including yourself, is super rich. $400 to you is just like what you spend on lunch or dinner on a good day. Just you and another person. So they're not thinking $400 mean anything, but $400 subsidy might cost you an election. You talking about how many people is affecting? 1.4 million? Oh yeah. That's the Democrats' angle of that and affordability. This Jeffrey Epstein stuff, man, that's just a Russian whole story. It lowers Social Security checks. Does it do that? Is it right or wrong? Y'all, please double tap that screen for me. Like that video. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. How does it lower Social Security checks? By forcing beneficiaries to pay higher Medicare costs. In 2025, without an MSP, enrollees will lose at least $185 a month. The cost of the Part B premium, I'm telling you, that is going to cost the Republicans at least the House of Representatives. If this is true, and guys, I'll give y'all the source one more time. This is MedicareRights.com. So you'll know that this isn't me. They saying this is going to lower these Social Security checks. These financial burdens will grow with time. Annual Part B premiums are projected to reach nearly $2,500 in 2026 and more than $4,000 by 2034. Now, 2034, I don't think that's really going to matter. But 2026, it will. Enrollees with very low incomes will even have more at stake. They will lose MSP coverage of additional Medicare expenses like deductibles and co-payments. These costs will consume a significant share of limited beneficiary budgets. One case study found that an older couple living in an annual salary of $21,000 would pay $8,000 more for next Medicaid next year. I'm telling you, if that's true, then I promise you, if this is true, MedicareRights.com, I promise you that those voters making less than $50,000 a year, guess what's finna happen? They finna run to the Democratic Party. They come, bro, listen, this is my projections and my predictions. I predict that less than $50,000 a year voter, that working class, the Democrats, they going back blue, man. If this is true, hear me. What President Trump, he's still gonna have the economy jumping. Two opposite trains of thoughts could be true at the same time. Something Governor Newsom said and President Trump, both of them in an argument that bumps heads with each other, they both could be true at the same time. It depends on how you looking at it, and it's your perception. President Trump gonna have that economy jumping. There's gonna be jobs, good paying jobs out there. People gonna be getting more on their paychecks. We're gonna be talking about that in a second. That's his train of thought. But what I'm saying is him cutting any programs like this for poor people. I know what you're doing, President T, but what I'm saying, it's gonna hurt him. Josh Hawley, he understands this. Some of these Republicans who have I've heard of Republicans who have up to 40%. Listen to me, man. 40% of the people in their district depend on Medicaid and Medicare. They understand this. They get it. But meanwhile, America gonna be cutting budget deficits, trade deficits, jobs. But what's gonna happen to the poor? Democrats, that's your angle. Makes prescription drug coverage more expensive. Paves the way for bigger Medicare roll-up backs, by ballooning the national debt. I know Speaker Johnson. I know he gonna argue that. Doing so would trigger massive cuts to Medicare, totaling nearly $500 billion. Raising deficits would further jeopardize Medicare's long-term outlook by creating a funding hole that lawmakers could use as an excuse to pursue future program cuts. Y'all, please excuse me. So, guys, this is a huge bill, humongous, okay? But this part of this bill, I wasn't for it. That's just me personally. It goes against everything I believe. If you ask Speaker Johnson, he will tell you that the Medicare Watch report is all lies. But trust and believe, people will feel the effects of this. And I think this will be the only stain on President Trump's final term. That's just my opinion. It's just such a massive legislation. Okay? In the meantime, though, the American economy will sustain unprecedented growth. That's my prediction. But those crowd of bottom feeders, as the pundits call them sometimes, those voters making less than $50,000 a year, they probably will feel it the most. So there is the lane for the Democrats to make gains in the 2026 midterms. I think they take the House, the Republicans keep the Senate, and if I'm right, it'll be 100% because of this part of this legislation. Now, guys, on the We the People stream, thank you guys for being with us today. Y'all continue to get down in the comments, man. We have to say that part of the big, beautiful bill, in my opinion, is not for the people. It's not for the people. That's just what I feel. President Trump and Speaker Johnson will argue that it is for the people. They're going to say, hey, Ghost, we got to cut something. What you going to cut, Ghost? You can't cut defense. What you going to cut? You can't cut Social Security. That's political suicide. What we going to cut? We going to get the immigrant. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's his argument. But I'm saying it's up for the people to decide. I really believe that is the Democrats' lane. Is that what's going to hurt? They might know this behind the scenes. They just doing the Epstein dance because, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, try to get in President Trump's mind or something like that. But I think what their real lane is going to be affordability. It'll depend on how good or bad President Trump can move that affordability in those health care. Tell me how many elections the Democrats won on health care? Am I right or wrong? Do I not know what I'm talking about or not? Listen to me now. Listen to me. We the people. My opinion, that part is not for the people. But let's look a part of that big, beautiful bill. That is for the people. My boy Omar in the stream. Good morning, Omar. Make sure y'all double tap that screen for me. If you guys have not already, like that video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. Omar, y'all get that chat jumping. Do y'all think them cuts to healthcare is for the people? I can't see how it is. I think that's how the Democrats take the House back. Healthcare. Like I said, I'm fair. I'm an independent. President Trump, we had to cut something. We got to fix these deficits for the children in the future. Going to destroy our country. I understand the argument. President Trump got a long-term vision for fixing America, but it's going to hurt in the short term with them cuts to the health care. Those people under $50,000 a year, they going blue again. Y'all know all the predictions I make, that's right. I don't care how anybody feel about me. Y'all know Big Ghost, right? All the predictions I make, that's right. This is just another one of them. Them people making less than $50,000 a year, they going blue again, boy. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, we could talk about Jeffrey Epstein, or we could talk about the lower gas prices or cheaper eggs or the low unemployment rate a record stock market gains, but I want to talk about something that will affect the people immediately. Guys, y'all see how that go? He cutting programs for the poor, or that bill cut programs for the poor. President Trump, you heard me. I gave your side of the argument, you and Speaker Johnson. But that bill did cut programs for the poor. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, America is getting money. At the same time, deficits are being cut. At the same time, the stock market is at record gains. At the same time, anybody could go get a good job at the same time. At the same time, man. Two truths. We know about the no tax on tips and the no tax on Social Security. But what I'm going to tell you guys about now, you see that part of the legislation is not for the people. Let's talk about a part of the legislation that is for the people. Now the Republicans going to be happy and the Democrats going to be getting mad. Okay? Let's talk about the no tax on overtime. That's massive legislation. There's a lot of parts in that legislation, the big beautiful bill or the big ugly bill, depending on which side you're on. There's a lot in that legislation, okay? But what I'm trying to tell you guys is, in my opinion, that no tax on overtime is the part that will benefit the people the most. This will help millions of Americans, giving them thousands of dollars of an increase in their salaries instantly. No tax on overtime. How many millions of Americans work mandatory overtime? I'm saying this is real life immediately. Instantly. I'm talking about their next paycheck. They're gonna feel the effects of this legislation. Is this doing something for the people? I see Omar down there. He says no tax on overtime is just a deduction. It's not that great. A deduction, in my opinion, Omar, is great. That's just my opinion, though, Omar. He said it's not instant, it's at the end of the year. But Omar, think about it. Okay, so I'm going to get to the source, the legalunitedstates.com, Omar, so correct me if I'm wrong. But what I'm saying, even if it's at the end of the year, Omar, we're going to get to it. We're going to look at it. Before we get to the no tax on tips, I want to tell you a story about a lady who works overtime. She's saying, so I go into a gas station, okay? I'm in Mississippi, near Biloxi, down on the coast. It's like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. It's the overnight shift. I used to work at a restaurant as a server and a cook on that overnight shift. I know that overnight shift be 9, 10 hours. The people coming in on the morning shift, they be late all the time. You feel me? You almost guarantee anybody you see working on that graveyard shift, they probably getting overtime. So I started a conversation with her. She said she getting about $800 a check in overtime, a paycheck. Say she making $13, $14 an hour. I'm saying we're not talking about her check. I'm saying just her overtime is $800 every 2 weeks. She said they taking $300 to $350 out in taxes. Do the math. This a real woman, Omar, working at a real gas station tailgate that will now make $300 to $350 extra dollars per check. Omar said it's a deduction, but hey, that's a savings, bro. That's a real savings that'll help people really change their life. It's millions of Americans like that across the country that are about to get an instant raise. It's instant, Omar. Because even if it's a deduction and they got to get it back when they file taxes, when they get their taxes back, they finna jump out the gym. All the people working overtime, Omar just telling us the story that we gonna look for in 2026. How many of y'all making that $1,200 every 2 weeks in overtime that they've been killing, taking about $500-$600 out of it? What I'm saying is, even if you get it back in taxes, y'all know how we get down. I'm in a hotel right now. I own a small business. This is a tax deduction. Y'all know how we get down. You hear me? Even if you get it back in taxes, you talking about all that much money, bro. They taking nearly half her overtime every 2 weeks. You talking about over $700 a month. If you get that back in deduction, just that overtime deduction, 9 racks. Tell me you ain't gonna jump out. A woman making $13, $14 an hour now since President Trump has passed this big, beautiful bill. A woman making $13, $14 an hour, who before President Trump passed this bill, the government was taking $350 to $400 from her every 2 weeks. Now she getting that back in a deduction, according to Omar, at the beginning of the year. She gonna get a $9,000 check now because of Big President T. Man, come on, man. Omar, come on, man. Omar, come on, man. She getting a $9,000 check because of Big President T in this legislation, man. That's gonna, bro, that'll change that woman's life. She getting that for 3 years, every year for 3 years. She just keep working her job. That'll change their life, man. That's life changing. I don't care what nobody say. That is for the people. 2 things could be true at the same time. You know what I'm saying? The Democrats get the most mad about it. The Republicans, you tell them, hey, y'all, that healthcare cuts, that's hurting the people. Y'all gonna get slaughtered in the 2026 midterms. They don't really care. Not at this point. You see what I'm saying? The Democrats, they all touchy-feely about it, but you're not gonna beat him with no Epstein, just like you didn't beat him with no Russia. Just like they didn't beat Bill Clinton with his sexual improprieties. The people care about these poor people, that $400 a month subsidy, they care about that. That $9,000 for that woman making $14 an hour. Think about it. You making $14 an hour, you struggling in life. We know that. And now you get $9,000 back in a tax return every single year, man. You already know, man. That's something you did for the people that's going to help change their life, man. So this source of this story I'm telling you is from legalunitedstates.com, Big Omar, legalunitedstates.com, my brother, if you want to go and look that up. You guys, y'all coming in, make sure y'all double tap that screen for me. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, guys. Welcome to the We the People stream. What's up, CJ Mack? Y'all make sure y'all get down in the comments, man. Let y'all voices be heard. We the people. Okay, the source again is legalunitedstates.com. When does the no tax on overtime start? This is the key question that millions of American workers are asking right now as the new federal legislation changes the way overtime pay is taxed. President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act has officially introduced a high-profile deduction for overtime pay, and its impact is already felt nationwide. So, Mr. Omar, this is legalunitedstates.com. You can argue with them about when the impact of this law will be felt. This is their news. So this is the source that I'm giving the story from. The law signed on July 4th, 2025, this month, provides an above-the-line deduction for eligible overtime wages earned as of January the 1st, 2025. So it's retroing. It's retroing. So since January the 1st, 2025, all of that overtime you working, baby, you finna get a check on that tax, boy. You know what I'm saying? Them checks. That's what they voted for Big President T for them checks. So it's gonna be a lot of happy we the people out there now. Don't get me wrong. The poor people ain't gonna be dancing, but they really don't be dancing anyway. But the working class, though. The people working for that overtime, workers who qualify may now deduct a significant portion of their overtime earnings from federal tax income, a move expected to save many up to $2,000 each year. So maybe I'm wrong. It might only save them $2,000, but $2,000, boy. Qualified employees can deduct up to $12,500 of overtime pay, $25,000 for joint filers annually from their federal taxable income. The deduction applies to overtime pay that exceeds the standard hourly rate, usually the half portion of the time and a half formula under the Fair Labor Standards Act. It is available to most hourly workers who exceed 40 hours per week, but higher earners see a phase out starting at $150,000 for single filers and $300,000 for joint filers. Payroll taxes, Social Security and Medicare, as well as any state or local income taxes, still apply. Not all overtime qualifies. Only overtime pay defined under Section 7 of the FLSA is eligible. Omar, you guys, if y'all do not know, bro, I am a paralegal. I am a legal warrior. That's what I do, man. Due to many legal battles, you see what I'm saying, is what caused me to start the Legal Wars Live. You feel me? It's just that we talk about politics most of the time. You say, why you say that? I said that because, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be like, I'm not trying to be Miss Caitlin Collins, A1 reporter. You know what I'm saying? That's not who I am. I'm going to be wrong on some information. Sometimes I don't know any reporter or any pundits or anybody who got any podcast who isn't wrong sometimes. Some of my numbers might be off sometimes. You feel what I'm saying? But the overall just a truth of what I'm saying in those predictions and that analysis, I'll be spot on. Spot on. Even on politics. On the legal stuff, bro, I'm you know what I'm saying? I ain't even going to try to brag. But on the politics, man, deduction applies retroactively from January 1st, 2025 through 2028. Up to $12,500 deduction for single filers applies to overtime. Deduction phases off for incomes over $150,000. So if you're making over $150,000, those deductions going to phase off. Payroll, Social Security, and Medicare taxes still apply. So you're still going to pay your payroll taxes, Social Security, and Medicare taxes. You're just not going to pay no federal income taxes on that overtime till 2028 under this new legislation. Full details being clarified by IRS. Employers must track qualifying overtime on pay statements for employees. The biggest change is potentially lower federal tax bill in 2026 and beyond. Now, Omar, that's something that you cannot lie about, that a potential lower federal tax bill for employers, that is going to help businesses. No special forms are needed to claim the deduction. It's above the line deduction, so you do not need to itemize. Make sure your Social Security number is on your return and check your W-2 for correct overtime reporting. Employers must ensure overtime as defined by FLSA is separately tracked and reported for 2025 returns. Transition rules will allow some flexibility as payroll providers and HR departments adjust their systems. If you're unsure if your overtime qualifies, consult your payroll or tax advisor as guidance from the IRS continues to develop. So they're not all the way sure about it. I guess Omar got a little bit more information. You know, that's why I love Omar, because my boy be up to speed on the information. But like Omar, I'm just bringing y'all the news story, man, and I'm just giving my opinion. You know what I'm saying? My facts might be wrong sometimes, but I don't know nobody whose isn't. I'm just being real. It's just I'm more real about it, speaking off the cuff. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying about this, there's no way from what I'm reading right here, the start of the no tax on overtime provision It doesn't fully exempt all overtime pay from every form of taxation. It provides a valuable break for middle income earners during a high period of economic demand for essential work. So, hey, Omar, they might not get that big $9,000 check like I was just trying to hype up. You know what I'm saying? It's still going to get taxed. But one thing it will do is provide a valuable break for middle income earners. That lady that's making that $14 an hour, if she get an extra $2,500 instead of $9,000, it's gonna help her out tremendous. That $2,500, I'm telling you, you don't understand that if you never lived a life to where you had to fight or struggle for anything. Bro, $14 an hour, how much money? That's $500 a week. Am I right or wrong? That's what I'm saying now, all y'all professionals. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get you thinking on the train of thought. You know what I'm saying? I know if I was on CNN or on Fox or MSNBC, I would need my facts exactly correct. But just thinking on the train of thought, man. That this is something, my point, the argument. I just want my argument. The foundation of my argument is that this is a valuable break for middle income earners during a period of high economic demand for potential work or essential work. So yes, President Trump, this part of the big, beautiful bill, the no tax on overtime, I feel is great. It's a tax deduction. Omar got me in there, got me right. You know what I'm saying? But if it's $2,500 extra for a woman who's making $26,000 a year before taxes, well, you got to put her overtime in there. So she probably make about $30,000, $40,000 before taxes. But I'm talking about in the area she live in, her rent like $1,000. Rent be like $1,000 a month. And I'm saying you getting every 2 weeks your paycheck like $900 or $1,000 or $1,100, $1,200 every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks a good paycheck about $1,500, $1,600 every 2 weeks. And you trying to pay $1,000 a month in rent and live. With things getting higher they were getting higher by the day. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's going to change an election. Whether she get back $9,000 or whether she get $2,500 back, what I'm saying, my point is that's what changes an election and not no Jeffrey Epstein hoax story. That's my point. So my numbers, you might say my numbers is off, but my facts is right on point. That's why your boy is 5-1 against an attorney sitting across the table from me. 5-1 with no law license, never been trained by an attorney, never worked for an attorney, just a freelance paralegal, unheard of. 5-1 against some of the best attorneys, employment attorneys in the world. It's because my facts is on point. My facts might not be all the way on point on this political stuff, but my argument is strong. And what I'm saying is that their facts might be right, not all the time, but more right than mine. But what they talking about is irrelevant to reality of the voters. Listen, talking about Jeffrey Epstein isn't completely irrelevant. There's a lot of relevancy in the story. But politically, to the voters, they're not waking up thinking about Jeffrey Epstein. They're thinking about getting their kids to school. They're thinking about taking a vacation. They're thinking about buying a house. They're thinking about retiring. They're thinking about real life stuff. They're not thinking about Jeffrey Epstein. Now, that's facts. That argument. You see what I'm saying? I'm an arguer, bro. I'm a litigator. That's my strength. If I had to give you facts for a case, go research my legal cases. My facts be on point. The merits of my case, that's why because the merits, I'll be right with what I'm saying. 99% of the time, bro, I'm a debater. That's what I am. You see what I'm saying? But on the politics, sometimes the numbers be off. I guess I don't put enough effort in it, and it shows. You know, I'm not trying to be like a podcaster for life, bro. I'm not trying to be Midas Touch or Pod Save America or what's some on the right? What's some independence? Joe Rogan? You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to do that, bro. I'm a litigator. That's what I'm going to do. I want to teach government agencies and businesses discrimination law. That's my final destination, is to teach government agencies and businesses, have seminars and teach them discrimination law. That's my life goals. It's not, you feel me? It's not to be like a superstar podcaster. So forgive me, guys, if my podcasting political facts be off sometimes. But my argument is spot on. And my argument is that, see how this works. Just like I can't agree with President Trump for them cuts to the people's programs. In that same bill, he passed legislation that will put thousands of extra dollars in people's pockets immediately. Okay, Ghost, they not going to get it till they file their taxes next year. Well, they might not get it till next year, but it retroacts to the beginning of 2025. So for the woman who started working in January, it retroacts. So that's immediately extra thousands of extra dollars, whether it's $2,500, whether it's $4,000, or whether it's $9,000. Sorry if my facts is wrong, but the argument is spot on. That part of the bill, it helps the people. At the same time, they can invest that extra money, that extra $2,500 into a growing stock market. They could do a lot of things with that extra money. I'm saying $2,500 to somebody who making $40,000 a year is a good deal of money. It might not be none to me. It might not be none to you. But to somebody making $40,000 a year, you don't understand that because you might not be in that tax bracket. Might have never been. President Trump never been in that tax bracket. So he don't understand this, but I'm trying to tell you, somebody making $40,000 a year, a $2,500 tax rebate or tax return from the no tax on tips, bro, I'm telling you, that's going to help them. It's going to benefit them. The opportunities are there and things are cheaper, or they might get cheaper. So I'll say, man, it's a split on the big, beautiful bill. Because although a lot of it doesn't help the people who make under $50,000 a year, some of it does. See how that works? The truth is like that, bro. It's like that, man. It's varying degrees of truth. The overall picture is that President Trump has shown us in the first 6 months of his presidency is that he's demonstrating a tremendous economy. Facts. Slashing budgets and trade deficits, and although he isn't perfect, isn't directly helping the poor people with this bill like I think he should. I think he should. I didn't win the election. Don't see people today just dropping into poverty. There you go, my boy Brian C. I be looking for my brothers. Brian C., I thank you for that $2 super chat, man. Brian C., you can tell the people, anybody who want to donate to the channel, you guys go ahead and hit that donation button down below for me. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys, if y'all have not double tap the screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, jump down there with Brian C. and Omar, two of my favorite people on the channel, and y'all have this discussion. What y'all think, man? I don't care. To me, it's just facts. Let me go over my analysis again, okay? Because like I said, my facts on politics, if you try me on facts in one of my legal cases, you're going to get destroyed. You feel me? I don't put the effort into this that I should. So, yeah, my facts be off sometimes. My numbers might be off. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is the truth of the matter is the argument is spot on. I don't agree with President Trump to them cuts to the people's programs, but in the same bill, he passed legislation that will put thousands of extra dollars in people's pockets. That's facts. At the same time, they can invest that extra money in the stock market or do whatever they want to with it. $2,500 might not be much to you, but if you made $40,000 a year, paying $1,000 a month rent, $2,500 is some bread, and they gonna appreciate that. I'm saying the opportunity are there. Gas cheaper, eggs are cheaper, rent is cheaper. So I say, man, it's a split on the big, beautiful bill. That's what I call it. Because although a lot of it doesn't help the poor, some of it does. Facts. Democrats get mad when you tell them the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. Oh, he's saying that President Trump, bro. I just speak facts, man. I speak facts, and the facts is that some of it helps the people. So President Trump saying it's a big, beautiful bill, or Speaker Johnson, yes, some of it does help the people, and some of it does hurt the people. So what the Democrats need to do is stop crying, pick your jaw up off the floor, and just move forward, finding people that big, beautiful bill affecting in their health care. Health care and affordability is the Democrats' line. You see what I'm saying? Not Jeffrey Epstein, and not lying on President Trump. The overall picture President Trump has shown us in the first 6 months of his presidency is he's demonstrating a tremendous economy, slashing budgets and trade deficits. And although he isn't directly helping the people like I think he should, I didn't win the election. And I haven't seen people just start dropping into poverty. It might happen. You tell President Trump that he gonna fight you. He's saying he know what he doing. So we gonna find out. But what I'm saying is if no one's being affected by anything, yeah, what we gonna talk about? What's the problem? We talking about tariffs, but where's the business owners that it's affecting? Give them a voice. That's your lane. Real life stories that real life affect people is your lane. I do see the potential for over 10 million plus people to feel the effects, of that no tax on tips and that no tax on overtime. That's gonna help voters. Facts. It might not mean a lot to you, but what I'm saying is to the people who make less than $50,000 a year, that tax deduction is help. Listen, a lot of people have done a lot of things and have changed their life. I've seen women do it. When President Biden, during the coronavirus, was giving them females like $450 a month per child, or they could choose a tax deduction. Man, that pulls so many people out of poverty, bro. Facts. What you doing for the people? Facts. So what I'm saying, a tax deduction for a poor person for thousands of dollars will help them a lot. Tell me, which person, who in this stream right now, okay, that make less than $50,000 a year, you telling me that $3,000 is not going to help you? Look, my estimates so far, July, it put me about $46,000 that I gotten in July. Okay, since to July, from November of last year to July of this year. Okay, because we almost to August. So we got August, September, October, and then 3 more months. I'm about 45,000. So I'm probably gonna touch that 50. If I get a settlement and a lawsuit, I'll go over the 50, but I'm saying I'm right about $50,000 for the last 12 months, okay, that I'm gonna make. So I'm right in that group of voters that President Trump's talking about. Now, listen, I do cases, I do lawsuits, bro. Like I'm trying to touch 10,000 or better as a legal document preparer. As a paralegal, every case I touch, I'm trying to touch 10K or better. That doesn't happen. But that's what I'm trying to do. But what I'm saying is me as a American citizen who makes $50,000 a year will tell you that if you give me a $3,000 tax deduction in March, that will help me, period. It's going to help me. It'll help me. $3,000 might not help Elon. $3,000 might not help the black millionaires that raised me. They millionaires, they rich. $3,000 ain't that much money. $3,000 is about what I need to live per month. About $3,000. I could live off about $3,000. Live off of. That's no savings. That's just paying your bills, your rent, your car note, you know what I'm saying, your insurances, your credit cards, and you know what I'm saying, your utilities or your phone bill, food, gas, all of that. $3,000 a month. A month. So if you give me listen, I didn't pay Wyndham Hotels, shout out Wyndham. I didn't pay Wyndham probably about, when it's all said and done, about $7,000, $8,000 in hotels. That's a tax deduction. I'm write that off. You see what I'm saying? That money can help somebody making $50,000 a year or less. It gets more serious the less than $50,000 you make. You see what I'm saying? So if you ask me the state of American economy right now, I would say at worst, it's fair. You can hate all you want to. At the worst, it's fair. If you ask the Republicans, they're going to say it's good. You ask the majority of the American voters, you know what I'm saying? Still kind of early. But the truth of the matter is, going off the numbers, at the worst, it's fair. Yes, for the first 5 months, President Trump is serving the people. That's my opinion. You ask Bernie Sanders and you ask AOC, shout out big AOC, that's my baby. You ask AOC, they'll say, no, he ain't serving the people, he's serving the rich. That's the beautiful thing about America. We can have this debate. America's a big country. He's not going to make everyone happy, but as long as he's serving the people and keeping the people safe, I say we the people might just keep letting our voices be heard and keep praying for a better America, okay? So MAGA is bringing up this Epstein story because, as I learned on CNN, that this is basically the foundation of who MAGA is. Conspiracy theories is what the pundits is calling it, but really the bottom line of what MAGA is saying is right. That guy is a despicable, Jeffrey Epstein, a despicable human being. And all those who aided and abetted him should be brought to justice. That's what MAGA is saying. I understand that. However, although there is no statute of limitations on statutory rape, the ringleader, Mr. Epstein, is dead. And probably some or a good percentage of the men and women on that list or potential list are probably all over 50 years or older. And the crimes that Mr. Epstein's committed are decades old. Even the children that he assaulted are adults now. So my thoughts on the situation is that if they are not coming forward, I'm talking about the children that he assaulted. I'm talking about the victims. I'm a legal person. I'm a legal person, y'all. What's up, Mr. Nobody? I'm a legal person, man. You feel what I'm saying? The victims, man. We need a victim. What are we talking about this for without no victims? If they're not coming forward, this story isn't serving either party politically. Because listen to me now, get you some knowledge, some wisdom. I'm not doing it for likes. You see what I'm saying? I'm not doing it to be Mr. Somebody or anything like that. You feel me? I'm a litigator. That's what I am. Point blank period. That's what I'm going to be. You know what I'm saying? I just know that my arguments are strong, and just listen to what I'm saying. Wisdom is begotten of her children. If what I'm saying is right, you're going to recognize what I'm saying. The two major politicians at the heart of this story, okay? President Clinton and President Trump are the fouls of the two men in this story that the public will have the most interest in is President Trump and President Clinton. Am I right or wrong? Okay? Now, I know we get to the end of it, guys, but I'm cooking. This is probably the most profound thing on the whole stream that I'm saying. So, those two men, an active president and an ex-president, one Republican and one a Democrat, okay? Listen to me. They both have been accused of sexual improprieties before they were elected. They both were accused of sexual improprieties before they were elected. Both men, Clinton in the 90s and President Trump in 2015. Am I right or wrong? You don't need no light. The truth don't need no lights. My debate don't need no lights. My argument don't need no lights. Just don't be on the other side of the table against me in a court. I don't care who you are. Both of these men, before they were elected, what's that lady's name, Omar, that accused President Clinton? Paula Jones or something like that? Before he was elected in the 90s. Or what, in 1988 or 89, whenever. See my facts, 92. He was elected in 92. See my facts. But this argument, the theme of what I'm saying, I'm spot on, and ain't nobody else telling you. Before Bill Clinton and President Trump was elected, I'll grab her by the pee. Y'all remember President Trump getting accused of saying that? Before they both was elected, they both were accused of sexual improprieties. They both were called scumbags, and they both still won. That's what you get with me, that argument. Ain't nobody beat me in it. Okay? They both were accused or had dirt poured on their name in relation to sexual misconduct of some sort before it was time for the voters, not the pundits, the voters to go in the booth and decide whether to re-elect them or not. Listen to me. A Republican, a Democrat, one elected in the 90s and one elected 30 years later. Both of them got dirt on their names. Both of them are tied to Mr. Epstein. Both of them, before they were elected, had sexual impropriety stories. They both won the first election. So before the second election, on both of them, they both had sexual impropriety stories again. Bill Clinton was accused of having sexual relations with a woman 20 years his senior in the Oval Office and still won the re-election. And President Trump was sued for defamation in relation to some sexual and still won the re-election. But you thinking that Jeffrey Epstein story is going to help you do what? What's it going to help you do? What's this telling you? It might be good for some TV ratings and or congressional investigation, but the voters care about their retirements. The voters care about their investments. The voters care about affordability rather than they can afford to put their kids through college. They care about gas prices. They care about egg prices. This is what wins and loses elections. Stay focused, my people. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tell me where I said wrong. The two presidents that you attached to Mr. Jeffrey Epstein, they both were accused 2 times. That's 4 elections, Republicans and Democrats, 30 years apart. I'm saying in an argument, I will slaughter anybody you put across that table from. Because I got hardline facts to show you that the voters do not care about this Jeffrey Epstein. Say you a 25-year-old female staying right here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Okay? Say you graduated from the University of Tennessee. Say she a nurse and say she got 1 child. She make about $55,000, $60,000 a year. But again, her rent is $1,000 a month and she feeding 2 human beings in this economy. She barely making it. You feel me? That woman, that 25-year-old woman with that child, say she got a 3-year-old, she paying for childcare. When she wake up in the morning, Jeffrey Epstein is not gonna cross her mind. Not gonna cross her mind. As a matter of fact, if she turn the news on and she keep hearing about it, she might be repulsed by it. Now, listen to me. If she go to the gas station and she like, man, gas is $1 cheaper than it was last year. Listen to me. If she work a bunch of overtime and they tell her she getting a $3,000 deduction in cash back on her taxes, in addition to about $4,000 or $5,000 she gonna get because of that child she got on that taxes that Ronald Reagan did for we the people. Ronald Reagan. That's gonna help that woman tremendously. That's what she cares about. That's what the voters care about, bruh. Y'all, let's be real. When we wake up in the morning, what you care about in your everyday life, when I finish this live stream, what's on my mind? What am I up against? What fight do I have in life? What goals do I have? What am I trying to overcome in life? Me, Gregory Dixon, Big Ghostwriter, or Omar, or Jay Hall. That's what we care about. Jay Hall I have to disagree with, I can't say that on a live stream. Y'all so goofy. She had no intention of helping the American citizens. She was just, forced to gay America and create more benefits for illegal immigrants. Make sure you guys, if y'all have not liked the screen, make sure y'all double tap that screen for me. Like the screen video, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, Omar says, J Hall first, gay America is part of America. Yeah, it is part of America. But I'm saying, in my opinion, Omar, we don't have to promote, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I was born in 1980. Look, I'm finna just, since y'all talking about this, like y'all having a conversation about this, I'm gonna address this. You know what I'm saying? Listen, good morning, Jahal. Thank you for joining. Hope you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. Omar, sir, I pinned your comment, man. We got about 15 minutes. I'm gonna jump down this content, the comments with you guys. Okay, guys, listen. So, this is my only thing. I feel like that the problem is if someone chooses to like someone of the same sex, that's their decision. In my opinion, that's between them and their creator, them and God. You know what I'm saying? That's their decision. Can I judge them for that? I can. Am I right for judging them for it? No. It's just like I'm not no right than going out this hotel room and seeing 2 people who just had sex with each other and wasn't married. My God said that both of them are still sin, so I'm not judging. Here's my thing, though, Omar and SS Easy. Good morning, SS Easy and Jay Hall. Here's my thing: is when you promote that or you put that on people who don't believe that. You see what I'm saying? Don't make me have to have any dealings with 2 men who saying they want to get married. Don't make that have to be a part of me or my life, because I don't believe that. If they in that hotel room down there by themselves doing whatever they doing in the dark, that's between them and their God, in my opinion. As long as they're not breaking no laws, it ain't nothing against the law that say two men can't be together. So that's between them and God. You feel that? They passed a law that said that they could get married. But what I'm saying, I don't believe that, so don't put that on me. I was born in 1980. When I was born, a man was a man. He walked like a man. He talked like a man. He acted like a man. And he smelled like a man. Everything about him was a man. His room probably going to be dirty. His socks and shoes probably going to be dirty. I came up in the 80s. We're in the streets. The youngsters, they wore their pants down to their knees. They was sagging their pants, bro. That's what generation I came up with, man, in the 90s. You feel what I'm saying? A man was a man. Probably the early 2000s, America started promoting gay themes. Point blank, period. In the Disney movies, I'm not trying to give you no precise facts. People looking for precise facts. Your precise facts ain't gonna let you or help you beat me in the argument because I'll be spot on with what I'm talking about. The precise facts are irrelevant. I do that in a legal case. I might send in a picture that you can't even read it. I've done that before as an exhibit. Go look at my cases. Still got paid. I know what I'm talking about, bro. You promoting that. Look, so some say we have 10 people. And out them 10 people, out of the average 10 Americans that are of voting age, how many of them voting? 6? 7? I'm not precise. Somebody research it and put it in the stream. What I'm saying is those 4 people who are not voting, those are the ones you got to watch. Because the things that affect their life is going to might force them to actually go vote. And what I'm saying, if I'm a Christian or if I believe or feel a certain way, but like in the We the People vlog, you're going to see people I talk to who don't believe in government or don't want to have nothing to do with politics. They're not voting. But I'm saying if situations come up to where you forcing things on them that they don't believe, that will cause them to go vote. That's all I'm saying. And what I'm saying is in America, in my belief, like this, like gay generation, they put that on us, man. They're watering down manhood. These guys these days, they metrosexuals. Their haircuts look like women. Their pants look like women. They be wearing makeup. They be trying to smell like women. They talk like women. I'm saying, bro, you want to be a woman? It ain't about, like I said, you guys got my opinion. If somebody chooses to be whatever you want to be, Ellen DeGeneres left the United States, I feel like that's a shame. Did Rosie O'Donnell leave the United States? I feel like that's a shame. You see what I'm saying? Like, whatever they do in their personal life, that's between them and God. If that's the case, who's the biggest fornicators? They need to leave the United States. You gonna kick P. Diddy out? No, they put him in jail. There's plenty of people in Hollywood who's sleeping around, who's spreading diseases, who's nasty, who cheating on people they telling they love, and they dishonest and commit all kind of sexual improprieties. There's plenty of people in Hollywood. You gonna deport them? That's what I believe, because God said they both are sins. But what I'm saying is that when you forcing it upon me, that's whenever it's a problem. That's what I have a problem with. And I just feel like America has been, the whole world, like just those gay themes. That's just my opinion, though. You know what I'm saying? What J. Hall says, that's the story she gave up front on the microphone, speaking to the crowds, but not what she says behind closed doors. But like I said, I'm not the only or the other. I'm just saying, like, we had to vote. I'm not sure if y'all talking about VP Harris. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, somebody could let me know, J. Hall, if y'all talking about VP Harris. J. Hall, what's up, baby? Welcome to the live stream. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do this because, J. Hall, we don't have any female moderators that come in here often, y'all. We live every Tuesday, 7 a.m. Central. Make sure y'all have subscribed, hit that notification bell. Jay Hall, if you're talking about VP Harris, a lot of politicians, including President Trump, not as much President Trump, he's more of an out front, outspoken person, but a lot of people say things behind closed doors that aren't met or necessary to say in front of the public. You know what I'm saying? But I feel what you're saying, though, Jay Hall. I'm saying whoever you're talking about, you're saying they're more of a politician. A polished politician, yeah, they can be slick. You got to watch them. You know what I'm saying? Robert says homosexuality is the thug love. I disagree with that totally and completely. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, any man, a man is a man and a woman is a woman. There's no gray area about that, in my opinion. A man who acts like a woman to me is a despicable human being. That's my opinion. Am I entitled to my opinion? I'm not speaking to no one directly, so I'm not slandering them. It's no defamation of character. Trust me, I know the law now. But in my opinion, a man who acts like a female is a despicable human being. That's just my opinion. I'm old school, man. You know what I'm saying? I was brought up, raised up in the South. You know what I'm saying? I told somebody not too long ago, I frequent and I roam Republican states. 4 states I stayed in this year, longer than 7 days. State of Mississippi, I stayed there about 3 months. The state of Texas, I stayed there about 3 months. The state of North Carolina, I stayed there about a week. And I'm in Tennessee now, and I've been here over a week. Every last one of them got Republican governors besides North Carolina, which is primarily Republican. Their representatives are they're kind of purple, but you know President Trump won it. I predicted VP Harris will win North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? I was wrong. I can be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But hey, who ain't wrong sometimes? Let's be real about stuff. You feel me? Let's be real. Omar said, let me call in. Omar, how I'm gonna do this? Omar, I can't put it, I don't think I can write in the stream. Omar, hold on real quick, my brother, hold on. I got you. So Omar, you want to do a live stream with me, bro? I think it's time for us to do that, Omar, because it's been a while since we did it. If you want to do it, hold on, I'm gonna put my email address in the chat, and then you could just email me, and then I'll set it up and give you a link. Let's see. I don't see that showed up. Man. My bad, Omar. I'm sorry. So Omar, it's Ameliorate Legal. Ameliorate Legal. AMELIORATE LEGAL. Ameliorate Legal, one word, at gmail.com. So Omar, just email me, big brother. You know what I'm saying? Ameliorate Legal, AMELIORATE. Ameliorate Legal. One word, at gmail.com. If you guys need the email address, I think you could go and there's a link in the bio on my YouTube page for my Instagram, and I think my email address is listed up there somewhere. So you guys, if y'all want to come on the stream, you guys definitely could email me, especially you, Omar. I'll get you on here, man. We can have a healthy debate, you know what I'm saying, about President T, about the Democrats, man. I'm an independent. I'll swing either way. You feel me? Wait, President Harris said. I'm sorry, I mean Governor Harris. Oh, my bad, VP Harris. Wait, VP Harris said. You know what I'm saying? That's loyalty. I ride with VP Harris. And then Governor Shapiro, he like one of my favorites. I like Vice President J.D. Vance. You know what I'm saying? I like Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm starting to like her more and more. I like AOC. I like Bernie Sanders, Jasmine Crockett. You know, them my baby. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, I just like politics. I like politicians, no party affiliation. That's how we rock it. Guys, I appreciate the time. We the people. We the people. Let me say it one more time, guys, before we get out of here. That's what it's all about, man. You know what I'm saying? I started with it and I'm going to end with it. Guys, the vlog, I went to, about 3 waterfalls in a day. Hike like 3 to 5 miles on a mountain, or 3 different mountains, or 2 mountains. I did an interview so far, been in Knoxville, probably gonna go to Nashville sometime next week. I'll probably upload it, but on August the 5th, the We the People vlog, this is the We the People live stream. So you guys make sure y'all look out for that We the People vlog. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to protect ourselves and our prosperity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States of America. Jay Hall, welcome to the Legal Wars Live. I hope I see you again, baby. Thank you so much, Mr. Nobody. I appreciate you participating in the stream. Guys, I'm a Christian. I'm a born-again Christian. Guys, I believe that Jesus Christ suffered, bled, and died on the cross to save our soul for hell. I believe all you have to do is one prayer. One prayer. You believe in that Jesus suffered, bled, and died on the cross for you. You accept that sacrifice as payment for your sins. You repent of your sins. And you believe. And I believe that's salvation. You follow, after you do that, you follow Jesus' commandments, which includes getting baptized, you know what I'm saying, feeding and helping the poor. You live like a Christian, you go to heaven. That's what I believe. Jay, how I ever get in a situation that's bigger than me. Because believe me, if we keep living, we going to get in situations that's way bigger than us. If I ever get in a situation that's bigger than me, I get on my knees. People look at me as a fear litigator, like I'm some tough, big hotshot, but I be in this room crying to my God. I be worshiping to my God, man. I'm like King David, man. A mighty warrior, man. You know what I'm saying? A mighty warrior. But when we in the dark, when we by ourselves, man, we crying out, we dancing in our underwear, we praying, we worshiping our holy God. Whenever I get in a situation that's bigger than me, man, that's what I do. I'm not no preacher. I know some preachers. I know a real good preacher. You feel me? That helps people. I'm not one of them, though. I'm just a regular Christian like you that loves Jesus and that want the best for people. An ex-drug addict, nah. Paying back what I owe, nah. I did some wrong in society. I got to get a good back, man. I'm paying back what I owe. Whenever I get in a situation that's bigger than me, I get on my knees, man. I start worshiping my creator. Who don't want a relationship with their creator? You know what I tell them, Jay Hall? I say, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Everybody came in the stream. I thank y'all for participating, man. I'm an independent man. I love my country. I love the United States. I love America. I want the best for America. I want the best for the people. We get good policies from the Republican Party, and we get bad policies from the Republican Party. Brian C. with another $2 donation. I appreciate that. Love, my brother. Brian C., next week we gonna start, or maybe not next week, but in August, that's a year anniversary for the Legal Wars podcast. As promised, Brian C., as promised. You know what I'm saying? It's coming, Brian. It's coming. I'm going to get off of it, Brian. Camera working, everything. You know what I'm saying? I just got so much going on right now to take the time and practice and put that time in the Legal Wars podcast. You see what I'm saying, guys? I just started uploading content on YouTube. It started in 2020 with Legal Wars or with Live With Memories Travel. When I stopped traveling, I stopped uploading content for 4 years. I jumped back in the game because I want to appeal in the U.S. Court of Appeals for peace sake. And I just wanted to tell my story. I had no idea that I was going to be getting a studio in CNN. If they call me, though, I'll take it. But that wasn't the goal. The goal was to be the best litigator in America. And the goal was to help municipalities and police departments and businesses by getting certified to teach them the Americans with Disabilities Act. That's my goal. And that was my original goals with a Miller Ray Legal. Nothing has changed. I never started a business called the Legal Wars Podcast. So you guys understand that when you guys are doing some kind of podcast or newscast and how much money you making off of it, the effort you putting into it. You see what I'm saying? Miss Erin Brunette, you probably make about $4 million a year. How much Kaylin Collins making? She probably make about $5-6 million a year. Yeah, if you give me $6 million, every fact I ever tell you gonna be on point. But I'm saying I got 2 cases open. I got another case to file. I'm out here on the road. Even if I wasn't on the road, bro, I got so much stuff to go in my life to be trying to dedicate this much time in the podcast. I give y'all good arguments and I bring y'all facts. So if I've given people stuff that the facts weren't exactly correct, I do apologize for that. Man, other than that, man, I'm going to just keep kicking it. I'm going to just keep doing what I started to do with the podcast. Just come on here and tell my story and keep fighting for justice. We the people. I love every last one of y'all. Brian C., I love you. Mr. Nobody, thank you so much. Jay Hall, my boy Omar, make sure you email me, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all look out for that vlog. I think we got a live stream coming up. We're going to be talking about Elon Musk, American Party. Other than that, man, that Jeffrey Epstein, ain't nothing gonna come out of that, y'all. I'm just being real with you. Just like the Russian story, ain't nothing coming out of it. President Trump still rocking, he's still rolling, his economy still looking good. Only mistake I see that he made is that big, beautiful bill. That is the lane for the Democrats to take back the House. To get 4 seats in the Senate in the 2026 midterms will be nearly impossible. But the lane for them to take back the House in the beginning of their comeback is to get them voters who make them $50,000 a year to get them back on their team. And that's the end of the story, guys. As far as the Republicans just need to keep on doing what President Trump is doing. He's helping America tremendously. May the best man win. Mr. Nobody said, y'all be safe out there. And just because we couldn't agree, I just want you to know I appreciate you and think you awesome. Y'all be blessed. And she's off to work. Love every last one of y'all. That's my time. I'll see y'all next time. Legal Wars Live, bro. Brian C., thank you for your donation. Guys, I'm over an hour and a half. I really got to go. Wyndham Rewards, man. Over 25,000 different locations worldwide. Look, just grab the phone, download the app right now. It's completely free. It's completely free to download the app, man. They have locations, hotels everywhere, man. You start collecting points as soon as you book. Wyndham got a program right now. If you book 2 consecutive nights, you get 75,000 points. 7,500 points. Those 7,500 points is a free room. If you book 4 consecutive nights, they give you 15,000 points. So you could do 2 nights and get 7,500 points and 2 nights and get 7,500 points. Let's just say I'm in Biloxi, Mississippi. Go to New Orleans for 4 days and you get 2 nights free vacations 2 nights hotel stay that you can use some other time. You see what I'm saying? 2 nights free to go to New Orleans for 4 days. Man, get out there and live, man. That's what Wyndham does, man. It helps you live. You feel me? Go out there and live, man. Don't rent no Airbnb, man. Stay in one of these beautiful hotels. 25,000 locations is safe. You know, with the Airbnb, sometimes you don't know what you get, but with Wyndham, you know what you get, and it's a trusted brand, man. You know what I'm saying? So y'all go to your app store right now. Y'all download Wyndham Rewards for free, man. That's my time, man. I love all y'all, man. I'll see y'all either this weekend or next Tuesday. Y'all look out for the notifications. Legal Wars Live, baby. I give y'all nothing but truth and love. We out, man.